cab. That's what they call them. Yeah, that's the thing. A bit of glancing around the cab. Now, what are we looking at here? This is going to loop, so take your time and detail everything.
What I just operated there was there's a safety system on the underground train, on this train, where you can't lower the window and still take power in the train unless you isolate there's a cutoff there. If you bring the window down, you will not be able to take power in the train. If you flick that cutout switch, as I did, then you can then take power in the train. So there was the other thing was over in the top left corner there was a rate switch. So if you're in bad weather, you can switch it to rate 2 or rate 1 so that the train takes more time to take on power.
Before you continue, I saw a comment that says, I can see the scenery flickering. Now, presumably, this isn't a final that we've got going on here. As you can probably see in the top corner, the lighting still needs baking on quite a lot of things for this particular video.
Yeah, this is my dev build running locally, literally in the editor, so that I could record some of the stuff and give you some of the latest stuff that was from there. So yeah, this is not production build at all.
Okay, fine. Sorry, carry on with your tour. I just wanted to make sure people didn't think that this was, what they were going to be tinkering with.
No. So looking down there again, you've got the drop light interlock, which is again the same thing I'm using on that I just mentioned over there. There's a number of different buttons and switches. You've got door interlocks, and another train arriving over there. We're just at Queen's Park at the moment. So in the video, this is the destination board, the roller blind for the destination board, so you can choose that where you want it to be. And then that will just reflect what happens on the outside. There is also in the bottom right, you can't quite see it at the moment, there's a 3-digit display. Those you can't set those. The service mode will set those, or the scenario will set those for you.
Right. So that's designed by the route that you're running. The path.
It's the train number.
The path that you're running.
It's the train number. So train number 207 will do numerous things during the day, but it will always show up as train 207. Yeah, you can follow that. So just trying to see, what am I looking at?
Have you lost yourself there, Matt?
This is it. We're back at the beginning again. So just another quick round there. So you've got the control switch there, which is you put the key in and turn it on. That turns the train on. Then you've got your door switches. This is the drop light interlock for the window. So now I can safely open the window. Or unsafely open the window, actually. That's the cab light switch. People like buttons and switches that don't do anything. So
I do. Love it.
Each of them.
More the merrier.
It adds to the role-playing elements. So there's this is the rate switch that you use to change how the train, sort of the performance physics of the train. There's then various resets. This is the audible warning valve. The one I was just on there. It's just a little button on the lower of the 3 black buttons. The one right at the bottom there is the wipers. You can see you've not got much in the way of gauges and dials either. There's the brake gauge, and you've got the which is for the air brakes, and you've got the speedometer, and that's it. So it's not a lot to play with. This is your lights, cab lights, and so on and so forth. The 4 big switches in the middle control passenger interior lighting and so forth. The brake test over here, if I could have remembered how you did it, I would have done it in the video, but that works. You can do the brake test properly as well. Then you've got, so if you want to reverse the train, this is interesting. If you want to reverse the train, you have to use this reverser interlock, this reverser cutout. So by default, if you just put the train in reverse and apply power, it will not go anywhere. So you need to, before you put it in reverse, apply the reverse cutout, then put it in reverse, and then it will let you back the train up. Because basically, reversing an underground train is a bad idea for many, many reasons. So don't do it. So they put that reverser interlock. Now, you and I probably want to have our own reasons for why we think it's a good idea to do it at a time. So the interlock, the cutout, which is completely realistic, is there to allow you to do that.
So, and that's realistic, right?
Yep, it is.
Okay. All right. Good. Right. All right. I'll leave this to do one more lap, and we'll move on to the next one. Just purely because it makes a change from looking at us with scrolling screenshots behind us. So you're not going to see anything fresh in there, but completely enjoy the repeat experience. Right. Well, I do have to, Barbara. Where am I up to? Right, now, in the video today that came out, in the trailer, we saw mirrors at the end of the platform that appeared to be working. Is this some kind of jiggery-pokery that we've done to make it look like the mirrors are working and they're not, or are the mirrors genuinely working?
It's a half and half answer to that. The kind of are working and the kind of not. It uses a technique in Unreal called screen space reflections, which costs basically nothing from your performance of your machine, but it gives you most of the benefit of it. So it's, it's 80% of the benefit with basically no cost at all in terms of frame rate. So you get a mirror which you can walk up to and it will look that. But I think if a train is in there, then unless you happen to be looking at it the right way, then you won't necessarily see the train in the reflection. Although if you look at it in the right way, it will show up. Because of how screen space reflections work, it's difficult to explain. But they are faked, but they are less faked than you might think. And it's done that way to make it look good, but not hurt your performance. Actual mirrors would hurt your performance.
So it's not faked in the video, that's how it looks in the game, right?
Oh, that's how it looks in the game, totally, yeah.
So it's not a true reflection, but it is sort of.
Yes.
Okay, well, I mean, that's a non-technical way of describing it. Passenger information screens were not in the original spec for this game.
No,
they were the wrong side of the line, and frequently we have stuff that is just the wrong side of the what can be achieved line. And actually, when we pushed the game back an extra couple of weeks to help get preserved content in, preserved collection, I should say, it freed up a team who just kind of went, we're going to do passenger information screens.
Yep.
And there is one. It's doing its thing. It's doing the scrolling business. I've got another one of these videos, you know. Well, you should know. You sent it to me.
Yeah. There is a train coming. I'm not quite sure why it hasn't got the minute counter on that one. So I'm going to flag that up to the team tomorrow. But essentially, just to back up, what this is showing is those timings are from the actual timetable. So if it's saying 42 minutes, that means that there is a train in 42 minutes according to the schedule. So that's actually, if you were standing on the platform, you would see a train around about that time. And then once it finishes, it would then cycle on and tell you when the next train is going.
So if I'm driving the train and I've accidentally triggered the emergency brake at the previous station, and therefore I've delayed not only my train but everybody else behind me, does this information screen update accordingly?
No, this information screen is based on the timetable. So if you're running late, then it will be out of sync with this.
So it's not dynamically driven.
No, it doesn't. It's not tracking where your train is in terms of its approach. It's looking at, according to the schedule, a train is due at X time. Therefore, that's what it's showing on there.
Right.
This is a system that we may improve and evolve as time goes on, but this was the best thing that we could get in the time we had.
I've seen a good comment there, actually. In fact, two of them. Why did no one get off? No one got off the train.
Dev build.
Hashtag dev build. Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's going to be my get out clause for anything.
It's going to be your get out clause for everything, right up until the point that we play it live on stream.
At that point, it's very different. But no, this is a dev build that was literally finished building about 3 minutes before I started recording the videos, which was about 20 minutes before we started the stream.
Yeah, I know. This was very, very last minute stuff. Let's flip over to the other one, because we've got another one here as well. Let's just make sure that's muted, because you were recording me at the same time then. So here's another one doing its business. And
so you can see on the right hand side there, it's got terminating here showing up. So these would be Elephant to Queen's Park. And then on the left hand side, this is a train coming in. It's due in 1 minute. And you can see it also lists out the stops. And again, that's all coming from the timetable dynamically as well, along with the other stuff, the sort of the following on trains as well. And it just cycles showing different panels of information.
So the inevitable question has showed up. So if this is on the Bakerloo Line, are we also going to get it at Cologne, for example? So are we now implementing passenger information screens on everything we've got previously?
At launch of the TSW2, this is not in the Cologne, it's only in the Bakerloo.
Right, but presumably now that we've done the tech, I mean, do we have to redo it every time that we have anywhere that might have information screens, or does that mean that it is actually pretty easy to implement in other places?
No, it's pretty actually. Now we've got the tech. I mean, it's almost boiled down to being an art problem now of creating the appropriate assets, the way they look, and then a little bit of setup to make them show the right screens and so forth. But the tech is now in, and our aim is to use it going.